Hi guys, thank you so much for joining this 7 days class. My name is Samuel Linus and I'm super excited to have you here. At NEDI, we are a peer-to-peer edtech platform that allow people to learn in peers, groups, and communities. It simply means that gone are those days when you'll be learning alone and you have questions to ask, but nobody to ask questions. You wish you're a part of a community. You wish you have a mentor. You wish you have a learning mate, somebody you guys can learn and grow with. But unfortunately, you're learning online, so there is no one like that. But with NEDI, you have access to all of those things and even more. When you enroll for our platform, you have access to a one-on-one mentor. You'll be able to schedule a clarity call with your instructor at will. You will also join a support group where you can ask questions at any point in time. You will also be part of a weekly live class where you'll be learning and growing with other people. And guess what? You will also be paired with an accountability partner, somebody that you guys can learn and grow with and also build rapport as you advance in your career. And at the end of the career roadmap, you also get personalized portfolio review and job support. Don't forget to go on our platform and turn on your subscription. It's just a monthly token. That being said, don't forget to also subscribe on this particular YouTube channel so you'll be notified when we upload subsequent lessons, right? So without wasting much of our time, let's get into this particular video.
You're welcome back to this video. In this video, we'll be learning the principle of consistency. Yes, consistency could actually be a principle, right? It simply means that everything in your design should have a consistent pattern. So basically, in design principle, they call it uniformity, but I choose to call it consistency in design. So this simply means that as you're designing, you should also, I went to off something else. You should also observe how consistent is your design. Now let's take a look at this our design. We'll just preview it a little bit while it's trying to come up. Let's come back to our design. So if you take a look at our design, you realize that something about design, this particular design is not consistent. Now for me not to lose this previous one, let me just duplicate it and keep it here so that by the time we are done, let me drag this one safe and come and keep it here. So by the time we are done, we will see the difference. So one of the things that is not consistent in this design, one particular thing is in the shapes. I will explain better. Now, when you see this particular shape in this design, you realize that here we have sharp edge. The buttons are all sharp edge button. But you see this stuff is curved. Here is also curved, making it not to flow seamlessly in terms of uniformity of this particular design. So, in terms of uniformity and consistency, you want to ensure that whenever you start to have curved edges here, ensure that everything will be curved edges. That's number one. And again, when you have sharp edges, let everything also be sharp edges. So this is what I would love to do. Since we designed our button from this particular area here, I would love to make our button curved edge buttons. So we'll come over here. I'll give here 24 should be curved. I'll just give it a higher number. Let me just give it a higher number, 32. So just in case you choose to increase the button in the future, let me just give it a higher number. All right. So this will give me a curved edge, right? You could see now anywhere that we've used that particular button is going to be curved. So this is what we have now. You could see now this curved button is now somehow flowing with this particular one here, right? So another thing that we could do, see, what we would have done is to detach this instance. So let's detach this instance of this button so that it will not change. I don't want it to change. So when we are done, we'll be able to see the difference, right? Let's make this 0. Let's do the same thing here too as well. Right, click on it, click on detach instance and make it 0 too as well. Alright, cool. So I will see the difference between this and this. So another thing again that we would love to be consistent is this other one here. So we could choose to drag this a little bit. It's saying 52. Let us give it something like 50. 50 will be okay. So all of this stuff should actually be 50, 50, 50. All right, take a look at it now. So now this now has curved edge. I hope we're sharing the right thing because it seems not to be working here. So let's play this other one and see. Aha. So this have curved edge as well. And this also have curved edges around it. So just take a look at it now. Just because we switch the curved edge, just observe the changes, right? Just because we switch the curved edges of this button and this button, somehow it's now more uniform in terms of our design. So let's see other areas too where we need to add curved edges too as well. Just curved edges will change the design. So we already have curved edges here, curved edges for the card too as well. This one now, when we hover it, know that we created the hover effect, this should also be curved edge. So let's go ahead and do that. Now, this is because I wanted it to be curved edge. Let's say what you want initially is actually a sharp edge, right? Then everything will actually be sharp edges. So I'll come over here now. I will ensure that I have probably like 20 here and also 20 here too as well. So let's see it now. So our hover will now look like this, right? So better. So you could see that consistency is happening there. So another thing again, another area again is this particular area, right? So this one now falls in here too as well. So let's give it probably 22. 20 is too small. Let's give it like 28 and see. Like at 28 will be better. 28 too as well will be better. So let's go and see what we have now. So you can now see that once you come here too, we also have curved edges here. So you could see how smooth this particular design totally is, just because we think about uniformity and consistency across our design. Now, even when you're using your icons too as well, you don't want to mix probably an outline icon, like this icon is an outline icon, with another icon that is not an outline icon. And as well, you also want to maintain the same icon pack. If possible, maintain the same icon pack. So one thing that we're also missing, we're missing this particular area. This also needs to be curved. So we'll come over here too and probably give this, since this is a side, let's give it like 50 and see how it goes. This particular one here now, let's give it like 50. So come over here, we'll give it like 50. So you see that, and let's see the result. So 50. So this makes more sense now. This design makes more sense and it's much more prettier. So it's not like it's prettier than this. If we want to actually make this one the same way like this, all we just need to do is to add sharp edge and ensure that there is no probably curved edges anywhere. All these pop-ups should also be sharp edges, sharp edges, sharp edges, sharp edges, sharp edges, sharp edges, and so on and so forth. So if we do it that way, and probably we'll have also sharp edge one, but I actually want to add like curved edges around it. So this is uniformity and consistency across our design, even around the edges too as well. So that being said, see you guys in the next video.